see this. This is looking good.
Well, today we're going to cook the picanha, which is known for its tenderness and its flavour. It's a crossover between perhaps a filet mignon or a ribeye steak, but it's quite a small piece of meat because it's on that top part of the rump. It's called different things in different countries. It's called a rump cap. Here, I suppose. If you've never heard of picanha, hopefully I shall show you hopefully the best way to prepare and to cook it. The pictures that I've seen so far, they look amazing, absolutely amazing. So I really hope that you enjoy this. Okay, so this is the picanha. I've got it from Easter Compton Farm Shop, and they've done a nice job trimming it up for me. So that's obviously the skin side, and then if I flip it over, all the silver skin, that's all been removed, and it is looking really, 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 really good. I can't wait to actually try this. But before we can actually start cooking, we're going to do a little bit of prep overnight, and we're going to try and do it in as much of a traditional way as possible. So what is picanha? So picanha is basically a rump cap. It just sits up on top the cow, and it doesn't really do much. So it's very, very, very tender, and has a beautiful, beautiful taste to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this into some strips. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to want to do is make sure that we cut with the grain, because at the end we're going to be cutting against the grain. So you see the grain going here, that means we're going to go across like this. I want 3 off the middle, because that's where the middle, the most tenderness is going to be. Look at that, stunning. So that's going to be some end cuts. They're still good, but they're not going to be as good as that middle section here. So we'll probably go 1, 2, probably 3 there. And I don't know where this end part was, because there's actually 3 veins that go across here, and I don't know sort of where the other one was. I can't see it, so I'm assuming it's not on, which is a true picanha. So what I'll probably do is, just to keep it even, is I'll probably just slice this end part off like that, and just do that separately. Now some people will take the fat off. Traditionally you would have it on and you would eat the whole thing as well. It does look like the fat has been trimmed somewhat already, so I'm not going to do anything with that. If I just lay that out, you can see exactly how good that looks. You can see just how incredible this is looking. Now, all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to lay these onto a tray like this, and we're just going to cover them in some salt and let that dry brine overnight in the fridge. And what's going to happen is that's going to just dry out just a little bit more how a true picanha should be, and it's just going to hopefully make that again a little bit more tender. So I am a huge fan of Maldon salt, and I'm just going to literally sprinkle that all over, and this is going to just dry that out, make it that extra bit tender. Okay, let's pop that into the fridge now. This reminds me of when I was doing the dry aging.
So that should be okay. It's on a slant. It doesn't really fit perfectly, but we'll see that tomorrow. And here we are, the next day. Oh, these are looking exceptional. Beautiful colour. Absolutely gorgeous. They've dried out just a little bit more. Hopefully that's now a little bit more tender. So the next step is to get them on the barbecue. I'm using the Weber tonight, and I've got the chimney starter on. There are some Lekto fuel Firelighters in there, and I'm using the Globaltic coal as well, which lights really quickly and gets really hot. These are just some leftover coals that I had that I can recycle. So we'll wait for that to get hot, and then we'll be putting the meat on. So whilst we wait, I've got some chips in the oven because we love steak and chips, and I've sprinkled it this time with the Tubby Tom's Steakhouse. But now I'm going to put the probes into the meat. And just so that I don't get this wrong, we're going to use the meter block with 2 meter probes. We've got Thunderbird 3 in there and Thunderbird 4. I should probably say that I haven't eaten the rest of it. We've just put it in the fridge for another day, well, tomorrow to be precise. We're just going to cook these 2 tonight and then devour them. Okay, coals are pretty much done now, so I'm going to empty those out, keeping them to this side so that we can indirectly heat them, and then ideally I want it to be about 225 inside. So I've let those coals die down, put the grill on. I think this is probably a little bit too hot, so I think in hindsight briquettes would be better, probably sort of just 25 sort of across this side. What I'm going to try and do is combat this today. I'm going to put the steaks as far over to this side as possible, and I'm going to put the vent directly over there to let out hopefully some of that heat. Let's put on Thunderbird 4 and Thunderbird 3, and we'll get that lid on now. Okay, now what you need to do now is you need to bring this up to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it gets to 80, we're then going to flip them so that they do the other side nice and evenly. Then when that gets to 115, we're going to take those out, and then we're going to get ready for the searing. Okay, so these have just come up to temperature now. So we're literally just flipping them, and then we're going to let those come up to 115 now. Okay, we're a couple of minutes away now from taking these off, but as you can see, the temperature is holding quite nicely around that 225, and it's just approaching the 115 mark. And as soon as it hits that, we're going to take them off. Thunderbird 3 is ready, so that's coming off now, and then the other one will just take just a little longer, just probably another minute or so, and then they'll go back on. At this point, all I've done is I've just taken the probes out because they're no longer needed. Just going to drizzle a little oil over there. Make sure all the surface is covered. If it looked a bit wet when you took it off, then I would just pat that dry, but seeing as these were already dry, then I don't need to. You're going to turn that over, and again just a little drizzle of oil, and again nice and even like that all over. Lovely sheen on it, a bit like painting. And then comes the searing. All we're going to do now, over that heat, straight on 1 minute each side. So now, turn that over, and that is looking really nice. Okay, I just did do the fat side then, so we're going to take those off now. I'm happy with that, and we're going to let them rest and get. Chips have come out the oven, they're looking really nice, and then I've got some like a pea shoot salad here, so we're just going to combine that on the plate after I've cut these. Right, okay, let's have a little look, see what this is like. So we're going to cut against the grain now, whereas before it was with the grain. This is looking really nice. And they've come out really, really nice. Really, really nice. Let's get that arranged on a plate.
You wait till you see this. This is looking good.
How nice is that? Look at that picanha. I almost feel a little bit Brazilian just cooking this. I'm not gonna do that because it will offend someone, and when they eventually build a statue of me, someone will tear it down. But that is looking so beautiful. So, so beautiful. Just look at that meat. Look at that meat. Looking absolutely incredible. I cannot wait to eat this.
Okay, so got to start with the picanha. Just look at that. Look at that beautiful fat, beautiful meat. It's just melt in your mouth. Just melts, doesn't it? Really nice flavour. It doesn't need anything more than the salt. There's nothing on that. You can cut the fat off, you'd be wasting it. It's so gorgeous. It's just so tender. Nice crisp bark to it as well. Absolutely perfect. You've got to try this. And these chips as well, all I did was put them through like a chipper mesh thing to cut them. Little olive oil and then some of the Tubby Tom's Steakhouse. And these are beautiful. It's just like the whole dish has now come together. Stunning. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a absolutely stunning steak dinner. Thank you so much to Easter Compton Farm Shop for that. So the next thing that you need to do is you need to think about when you're going to Easter Compton Farm Shop, and if you can't get there, go to your local butchers and you need to ask them for a picanha. And then you need to cook it just like that and then bask in pure ecstasy. So thanks for watching. Remember to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel and give it a thumbs up, and I will see you soon, my friends.